Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm KandyCorpse, you can call me Kay, and today is going to be another Am I the Asshole? So I've got 3 stories picked out. I haven't read them, I just clicked the first couple that came up, and I'm just gonna get right into it. The first one, titled AITAH, for laughing when my wife exposed our daughter. Throwaway. My 66 male, wife 66 female, and I have a daughter 41 female. Our daughter is married and has 2 kids, Violet 15F and Ben 10M. Our daughter and her family have been living with us for a while. We have a big house. My wife and I live on the first floor. The second floor is for our daughter and her family. Since Violet is 15, a teen, her parents are trying to make sure she doesn't get into trouble or do hard drugs. It was 5 a.m. My wife and I were eating breakfast. Our daughter came downstairs holding Violet's phone. We recognized it was her phone because of the purple cover. Violet and our son-in-law, 41M, came after her. It seemed like she was checking her phone for the first time. Violet is a calm teen, doesn't fight in school, doesn't sneak out of the house, just a normal kid. But it looked like her phone wasn't like that at all. No, you're not doing that. Our daughter found these videos on YouTube. In case you guys don't know what ASMR is, they're videos where people make quiet sounds that are meant to make you relaxed. Some people make these videos but with a different type of sound. Bro, are these about to be like the ASMR, like boyfriend beats you with a pan type of shit, or like femboy falls down the stairs? I can't even fucking say that correctly. I want to react to those so bad, but I keep like seeing clips of them on TikTok, so I can't like genuinely make a reaction video, but I want to so bad because some of them are like, oh, they're all super cringe, but I want to react so bad. Our daughter tried to play one of them, but the volume was high, so we all heard a couple of seconds. It was inappropriate. I wanted to laugh but stayed silent. I'm not an old man. I know what kids do. Our daughter was a teen. My wife was a teen. And I was a teen. Violet didn't look the part. She looked like a library girl, which made it funnier. Our daughter started scolding Violet and said she'll punish her. Our son-in-law was behind her. He was trying to look mad, but instead he had this expression, and it's the like laughing emoji. I would have been fucking laughing too. It's ASMR, bro. It's funny. She probably was laughing at it with her friends, bro. My wife looked uninterested. She just wanted to eat breakfast in peace. Girl, me too. Like, it's fucking 5 a.m. She looked at her daughter and said, let's not pretend you didn't do worse than that. If these videos were the only things you've done, I would have stayed at church and thanked Jesus day and night. I started laughing. Our son-in-law cracked a smile and laughed silently. Violet looked at her mom in surprise. It looked like a scene out of a sitcom. My wife continued to eat her toast. Our daughter looked embarrassed and said that this wasn't about her. She looked at me and said, Dad, stop laughing. You ruined the scolding. Good job. I did indeed ruin the scolding, but my wife made me ruin it. There's no way I could have not laughed at that. She makes me laugh even when she doesn't mean to. AITAH. I'm gonna go right ahead and say no, because what the fuck? No, obviously you're not. And I think that that is hilarious, like genuinely. I think that's really funny. Especially because she's not doing anything bad. She's not doing anything wrong. I can't with some people. That one's so fucking funny. This second one is AITAH, for not wanting to have sex after my wife turned it into a reward/punishment. Huh? AITAH, for not wanting to have sex after my wife turned it into a reward/punishment system, and it's tagged advice needed. I think my wife is experiencing a phenomenon called the 7 years ick right now. We're married to each other for 7 years and did not have any serious problems before. Around the end of 2023, she started offering sex for small gestures such as gifts and doing chores. For the last 7 years, and since I have been an independent adult, I make sure to handle my share of chores. She offered mind-blowing sex for me doing her part of chores, which I enjoyed at first. Then it turned into gifts and gestures. Mind you, these had all been present in our relationship for the past 7 years. Nothing out of the ordinary. That change happened literally overnight. Great sex life, but both take care of other parties' needs by communicating clearly and respecting their wishes. Even though it was good at first, it turned into a form of reward/punishment later on. You did not do X, so no sex for you. Or, good, you did this and we can have sex. I asked her what the deal is with this. She did not do this before. She said she gets turned on and feels emotionally connected when I put extra effort into the relationship. I just rolled my eyes at that. What did even... The wording is so weird. What did even change overnight for it to happen? I should have asked it back then. It had been a few months since this started, and I could not take it anymore and started refusing her advances because it's such a turn off for me. Yesterday, she came to me and said, "You did the chores. I think you deserve a reward." I told her, "I do not know where you have seen this, but it's getting out of hand. I'm not Pavlov's dog that you're giving threat or punishment to." Yeah, that's what it says. Communicate with me if there is something wrong, but this change you had overnight is ridiculous. Do you expect me to beg for it and obey you in every case? You're making me feel like I have not contributed anything to chores or did not show you any gestures before that. Just tell me what is happening, because if we're going to change every good aspect of our relationship because you saw it somewhere else, the relationship will die out faster than a candlestick. She stormed out crying and slept on the couch. I'm getting cold shoulder now. Did my wife turn into an 8-year-old child or what? What is this sudden change? And am I the asshole for not wanting to have sex with her and calling her out on her behavior? I would appreciate advice, especially from women. I'm gonna say no, but clearly there is something going on, like OP said, and that's definitely something that you're just gonna need to continue to try to communicate with your wife about. And if your wife refuses to communicate, then at that point there's really nothing you can do with her alone. And I would say trying therapy, but that doesn't seem to happen, or not happen, but it doesn't seem to work for a lot of people. But that is really weird. It could have something to do with because I don't see where he posted their ages, so I don't know if it's maybe like a menopause thing, or like he said, maybe she saw it somewhere else and it's like a new kink or something for her. But that's definitely something that needs to be communicated. But for her to run away crying like that, there's definitely something else going on. AITAH for telling my now ex that she made it hard for me to not hit, in parentheses, kill her after what she did. Pause. What the fuck did you just say? Okay. I'm going to hold any judgment because immediately from the title, it's a mix of when you see hit her and in parentheses kill, you're like immediately the asshole. But then after what she did, it makes you think, what did she do? Like, did she hurt you? Did she hurt your child? Because if she intentionally was hurting your child, then like I understand why you would have those feelings. But obviously physical violence is not the answer. I'm not going to preach this on this channel, but I'm going to see what bro says. First, let me say I did not lay a hand on my now ex, and I never laid a finger on any other woman in my life. Ashley, 26F, and me, 28M, have been together for a little over a year. To be honest, most of the relationship was good until we reached the year mark. I first started to notice messages from my friends and family going missing. Invites to hang out that we discussed never reached me. I thought I was going crazy at first because my own text conversation didn't make sense to me, until I caught her deleting a conversation I was having with my cousin. I flipped out because why the hell would she do that? And we were having a conversation about a surprise birthday party for my 80-year-old grandmother, a mother in my eyes. Some of these, the wording is so weird. I was like, I had to pause. Like, what the fuck does that say? This was the first time I saw the other side of her. The yelling, screaming, saying that I was always planning things without her. No, I haven't planned anything without her, and she's always been invited and included in the planning. What pissed me off more is the fact that she was trying to make me the bad guy, even after I asked her input multiple times in this party for my grandmother, and she was deleting the texts. I apologize for making her feel that way and promise to include her more. Me and my family and friends stay a considerable distance from each other. I'm 16 hours away from my family, so everything has to be planned. I've also noticed whenever we had plans for us to hang out, With my family or friends, she always had something come up the last minute that she desperately needed my help with, but never something when we were hanging out with her friends or family. I did mention this, but she convinced me that it was just a coincidence. I never heard my phone ring, but I always find missed calls on my phone and my phone conveniently on silent, something that I don't do. She denied doing it. I actually thought I was going crazy a couple of times. The last straw was 4 days ago. My grandmother had a heart attack and died in the hospital 2 days later. I didn't receive any text or call regarding this from anyone. She had blocked everyone from my family to my friends on my phone. I initially thought my phone was quiet, but we are adults and life gets busy, so I didn't think much of it. That was until I ran into one of my old friends at the grocery store and he gave me his condolences for my grandmother. I asked what he was talking about and he told me about my grandmother. I took my phone out of my pocket and saw everyone was completely blocked. When I unblocked them, the messages came flooding in and I had hundreds of them. I left everything and ran back home to get my car, as again, we live in a different state, about 16 hours away from my family. When I got home, she greeted me with a smile like she did nothing, and I exploded on her. I lost it. I asked why the fuck she would block everyone. That meant something to me. I yelled at her that my grandmother had died and I had to find out from some random old friend that just happened to see me. And she was sorry, but she did it for us and my friends, and my family was preventing us from being together. She had to do it. Fuck no, dude. I'm so glad this is an ex, because there's no fucking way, dude. I would have left her long before this. Are you kidding me? The fact that he caught her doing this multiple times, like, he admits that he was manipulated and he gave her the benefit of the doubt, but he ends up saying that he knew she was doing this. Like, he found out that she was doing it. Like, I would have left, like, as soon as I'm like, you're taking my phone and you're going through it and you're blocking people and you're deleting messages. No, this isn't fucking happening. Like, get the fuck out of my house. I have never been that angry in my life. I wanted to lay her out. I wanted to beat her to death in that moment. I've never been that close to hitting a woman in my life. I told her to get her shit and get out of my house. As you should. She grabbed me by the arms and told me to relax, and again said I did it for us. I grabbed her shirt, pulled her closer to me, and told her if she doesn't leave in the next couple of seconds that I will kill her. I wanted to hit her, and it took everything in me, all I had, to not lay a finger on her. She robbed me of the final moments I could have spent with my grandmother, the woman who raised me, the woman that meant everything to me and taught me almost everything I know. I could see the fear in her eyes as she crumbled to the floor when I let her go. It took her 10 minutes to leave my house, but as soon as she did, I lost myself. And I don't know if I yelled, screamed, cried, but I destroyed my own house. All I remember was the overwhelming rage. I didn't even remember half the drive to my grandparents' house. I'm currently at my grandparents' house as the funeral preparations are being made. When I first arrived, the family exploded on me. Where have I been? Why didn't I answer them? I explained the situation and what happened. Although I think they believe me, I can still see the disappointing looks in their eyes when they look at me. According to my cousin, one of the last things my grandmother asked for the day before she died was where I was. She robbed me of that. She robbed me of my grandmother for that. She robbed my grandmother. Ugh. My now ex told our mutual friends what happened. Surprisingly, she told them the whole truth. They all said what she did was wrong, and I have every right to break up with her, but I went too far by threatening her. Am I an a-hole for the way I handled things? Although my actions in the moments weren't the best, and I am ashamed, I can't, in a word, describe the anger, rage, and betrayal I felt. I'll give more details if anyone wants any. Know that I left stuff out and didn't give a lot of details, still emotional, and made a list of things, and this post was one of the things that I set out to do, AITAH. Edit, the last messages between me, my friends, and my family was 6 days ago, and we've gone longer without talking to each other. Life can get busy. Nobody came to my state to see if I was all right or come to get me because the doctors told my family that said she wouldn't have much time left, and all of them wanted to be there for her and my grandfather. They would have been together 65 years next month, and he took it very hard, stopped eating, and didn't sleep for those 2 days. I was basically put on the back burner. I have no hatred for any of them, as I would have done the same. That's insane. I mean, obviously threatening to kill someone is never a good thing, especially in a situation like that, because they're very obviously going to use that as the excuse. Well, see, this is why I did what I did, because this is how he acts. But I mean, I think that you definitely shouldn't have said that, obviously, but you're not the asshole overall because you didn't do anything wrong. Like, you said that out of anger, which is like not cool, and you shouldn't say stuff like that because that can come back on you in a negative way. But she wouldn't get the fuck off him, so I would have also been like, get the fuck off me. What she did was awful, and that is something that can never be forgiven. And if he has any friends who agree with her or thinks that what she did was okay for any reason, he needs to cut them off also, because those are not his friends, those are her friends who allows and enables that kind of behavior. All right, so that is it for this video. Those were AITAH. I also just want to say real quick, because I forgot to like take a minute and pause between, but I have made these like fairy wing earrings, and I also have this necklace. The earrings are not on my shop. I'm not sure if I'm going to add them or not, but the necklace is, along with other things. I am having a sale. The discount code is down below, so if you wanted to support me, like I said, my shop will be linked down below, Winter Witches Crystals, and subscribing, commenting, liking also really helps me a lot. It helps me to grow my channel, to reach more people, and hopefully create more of a community where we can all talk and discuss these things and just have a nice little community and environment with each other. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.